see a very effective, slick use of social media, of the internet, by organizations such as
I got a couple words for the TheHossUSMC regarding that sorry excuse for a YouTube upload in regards to Ammon Bundy. So you think Ammon Bundy's making the militia look real bad, huh? Yeah, making them look real bad by taking a ballsy stand and on very little sleep, CNN camera and microphone in his face, making one of the most articulate speeches for almost an hour in regards to the Constitution, Bill of Rights, and citizens' true land rights, while exposing the BLM's criminal history without giving CNN one soundbite, not one tiny soundbite, to make the militia look bad. And where are the citizens of Oregon that you have on camera saying that they don't want Ammon there? Because he has camera footage of citizens that are Oregonian ranchers that say this has been a long time coming.
And watch this video. Thank you.
Your names one more time.
Bob and Helen Kabari,
And you're out of
Rome, Oregon.
Rome, Oregon.
Are you ranchers here in the area?
Yes.
And tell us a little bit about your operation.
We're a cow-calf operation in Oregon.
Why are you over here visiting us at the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge?
To protect our cattle operation. We're looking down the barrel of not a proposed monument, it's a fact. It's going to happen. I think the drop dead date on it is August 16th, and Obama will write it in on the Antiquities Act.
And what does that mean? I mean, what does that mean for ranchers, and what does that mean for, what does that mean?
Well, it'll completely put us out of business as we know it. We won't have the ability to use our summer forage.
So the federal government's coming in and making a national monument out of your ranches?
Not the federal government. We're just having one man. One man can make a monument and destroy Malheur County, a park twice the size of Yellowstone.
Now, that Oregonian rancher that Ammon Bundy's interviewing is referring to this bit of news, which actually broke back in October 21st, 2015. Ranchers oppose Malheur County memorial designation. Now, check this out. Here's testimony from yet another local, as printed here. According to Sergio Arispe, I probably murdered that, but oh well, a livestock and rangeland agent at Oregon State University Malheur County Extension Office, locking up that much land would eliminate about 33% of the county's total grazing land. So that's why Ammon Bundy is getting a lot of support from people in Malheur County, because 33% of the grazing land's at stake, and a whole bunch of ranchers, as I'm going to let that gentleman who's getting interviewed by Ammon Bundy finish, is going to affect 300 to 400 ranchers. And who's enforcing all this garbage? The BLM. Exactly.
And how many ranchers are going to be put out of business because of it?
We've been told 300 to 400.
300 to 400.
Our ranches, since the 1860s, we've run our cattle and horses and sheep in the brush.
This monument is going to close off all of that or restrict most of that land.
Exactly. It'll restrict it.
Okay. And why are you wanting to stay in the ranching business?
For my kids.
You want to pass it on to them?
Yep.
You're here because we've united, we've got people together, and we're willing to stand for you? Is that why you're here?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
why we're here.
Okay.
Just
After
to
we
visit
got
you
done
folks.
feeding, just to come over here.
Okay.
We would have been here yesterday, but we were kind
And
of...
we came over here. We're tired of the lies in the media, the social media.
That's right, TheHossUSMC. All your fellow Oregonians who are being affected by a 33% land grab because of Obama's little monument project are sick of your lies. You stabbed Ammon Bundy in the back on public media, 30,000 hits worth, when he was the only one that stood up and was doing seminars and town hall meetings for a month before this whole thing, educating your citizens on the Constitution, the BLM's criminal history. Now the BLM's going to be enforcing a 33% land grab in your state, and you're going to talk shit about the only man that had the nuts to stand up for your citizens. So you're stabbing 300 to 400 ranchers in the back, along with Ammon Bundy and all the people that went there in support of your citizens. You twisted piece of shit. What's next? You gonna support the assault weapons ban? You know what? Call me drill instructor, TheHossUSMC, because I just put a boot so far up your ass, you're gonna have a hard time showing your face on YouTube here ever again. Yankee fucking Marshall in the comments section, I got you on screencast, bitch. How about you do some research before the mainstream media tries to talk lies about the Hammonds? Who knows how many of you sold out, or maybe you're just too dumb to do your own fucking research. Either way, you're looking pretty bad right now.
Hillary Clinton has described already the meeting in the White House over 2 years ago. Everyone in the national security team recommended arming ISIS, and the president.
So with the additional steps I ordered last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes in Anbar province. More Sunni volunteers are coming forward. Some are already being trained, and they can be a new force.
I'm the leading state sponsor of terrorism.
You have reached the Federal Bureau of Investigation's public access line. This call may be recorded or monitored.
Hello, this is Justin Hess with the U.S. Department of Counter-Tyranny Operations. The following information can be verified with a simple Google Internet search, so any failure to act upon this information will be seen as gross negligence. All you need to do is Internet search Obama admits to training terrorists. Ma'am, this is not a prank call. You just need to do the research, ma'am. Well, there's your gross negligence.
The FBI joined forces with our intelligence, military, and homeland security professionals to break up al-Qaeda cells, disrupt their activities, and thwart their plots. I'll say it as clearly as I can. So with the additional steps I ordered last month, we're speeding up training of ISIL forces, including volunteers from Sunni tribes in Anbar province. Countless Americans are alive today, and our country is more secure because of the FBI's outstanding work under the leadership of Bob Mueller. All the while, Bob and the FBI have been tireless against a whole range of challenges, from preventing violent crime and reducing gang activity, including along our border.
A report revealing 68,000 illegal immigrants convicted of a crime were released in the United States instead of being deported.
Amnesty is the immigration system we have today.
Well, you have to admit, this is disturbing. The Obama administration admitting to giving a known gang member amnesty to stay right here in the United States. And then a year and a half later, that same known gang member arrested for murder of America's top model contestant. So why was the known gang member given amnesty to be here in the first place?
The town overwhelmed by a surge in illegal border crossings.
How did we get to where we are today?
Every 72 hours, Department of Homeland Security buses bringing another 120 illegal immigrants, many of them quickly released into the community.
You are not following the law. You are breaking the law.
And I remain loyal to you, Mr. President.
My next guest, a former Secret Service agent, well, he's seen it all, is now sounding the alarm and saying that what goes on behind closed doors at this White House is actually much worse than any of us can imagine. Here to explain is the man himself, author of the brand new book, Life Inside the Bubble, Why a Top-Ranked Secret Service Agent Walked Away from It All. Dan Bongino, how are you, sir?
Doing great.
Good to see you.
Sean.
And you know what? I wear the Secret Service pin every night. It's the most highly coveted pin there is. Everyone wants one. How long are you Secret Service agent? 12 years, right?
12 years, that's right.
So you served 3 presidents, Clinton, Bush, and Obama.
And Obama, that's right.
Why do you say this White House is worse than people know? That's scary. That's ominous.
Yeah, and again, I don't mean to frighten people, but I do have to sound an alarm. It's become a system. This White House has taken patronage and, more importantly, punishment to the next level. Let's be honest, there's always been patronage, although with their Solyndra scandals, I think they've taken that to the next level. The dangerous part, and what I want to sound the alarm on, is the punishment system. You know, Sean, government is a weapon.
And if you look at what the Department of Homeland Security has been purchasing over the last year, it comes out to like 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition.
That's enough bullets to supply the equivalent of the Iraq War for 24 years. This is our government buying up bullets to use against us.
More than 7,000 fully automatic assault weapons, 2,700 MRAP-type vehicles, and now drones. Those are instruments of war. Department of Homeland Security's, who are they going to fight a war against?
Dr. Brzezinski, I want to start. You're a member of an exclusive club of national security advisors to presidents.
And somebody who I've learned an immense amount from, and for him to support me in this campaign and then be willing to come out here to Iowa is a testimony to his generosity. So if everybody could please give Dr. Brzezinski another round of applause.
And these new and old major powers face still yet another novel reality, in some respects unprecedented. And it is that while the lethality of their power is greater than ever, their capacity to impose control over the politically awakened masses of the world is at a historical low. I once put it rather pungently, and I was flattered that the British Foreign Secretary repeated this, as follows. Namely, in earlier times, it was easier to control 1 million people, literally. It was easier to control 1 million people than physically to kill 1 million people. Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people. It is easier to kill than to control. And of course, that bears directly on the use of force.
And if you look at what the Department of Homeland Security has been purchasing over the last year, it comes out to like 1.6 billion rounds of ammunition.
That's enough bullets to supply the equivalent of the Iraq War for 24 years. This is our government buying up bullets to use against us.
More than 7,000 fully automatic assault weapons, 2,700 MRAP-type vehicles, and now drones.
Today, it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people.
Department of Homeland Security's, who are they going to fight a war against?
This is our government buying up bullets to use against us.